Good. I don't know why Zach gets to have all the fun. He was invited to go test drive the all-new Porsche Panamera down in Wisconsin on the famous Road America racetrack. Boys and their toys. What about girls just want to have fun? A Porsche is no longer just a boy toy. No, women want to own these high-powered, high-priced cars too. Now don't get me wrong, the track is fantastic, but I'm going to tell you all about this car and where it's going to be driven most of the time, and that's on the street. First, there's no question that a girl will get noticed in this car. Some people like a pretty face, and then there are those that look at the junk in the trunk. Well, this car has something for both. The front says Porsche right down to the curvy fenders, long nose, and sharp, almost Cayenne headlights. The roofline looks like an elongated 911 with rear windows that taper into the nice round rear end. Now this is an angle that you won't soon forget. The Panamera has actually been criticized for being too curvy. Now I have to be honest, when I first saw the pictures of it, I wasn't too crazy about it either, but when you get up close and personal with this big sedan, it really grows on you. And it's practical too. The hatch is perfect for buyers who are used to the convenience of an SUV, power liftgate and all. I even use the Panamera on moving day. It has an amazing ability to eat up cargo, especially when the back seats are folded. Porsche calls the Panamera 4 uncompromised, which means that all 4 people in the vehicle will be very comfortable, but more on that in a second. Porsche spent more attention to detail on the interior of this new car than any other product in their long history. It has a very high level of finish that lets it compete with the BMW 7 Series, Audi A8, or S-Class from Mercedes. Instead of a knob on the console to interface with the computer, Porsche went old school and placed switches on either side of the shifter. They might look a bit overwhelming at first, but they're very simple to use. The computer screen does have touchscreen commands for easy access to the nav and radio. The interior looks rich, just like I do when I'm driving it. There are 3 Panameras to choose from. This one is the base model, or the S, and it's got 400 horsepower. You can get the 4S, which is basically the same, but you've got all-wheel drive. Then you can get the all-wheel drive turbo, which has 500 horses. Prices start at $115,000 and they climb up to $155,000 for the turbo. But remember, that's before options. So girls, stay in school, get a job, make lots of money, or, as Zach would say, marry rich. This Panamera is a technical marvel. It has a 7-speed double-clutch PDK transmission, and it's lightning quick to shift gears. You can do that either with the shifters on the wheel or in the center console. The problem is when you drive in stop-and-go city traffic. The tranny starts off in 2nd gear, and because this really is a manual transmission automatically controlled, the clutch is actually slipping to create a smooth launch. Flat out, this tranny is great, but at low speeds, it's a bit twitchy. I recently had a chance to drive the turbo Panamera, and I admit I loved it. However, for everyday city driving, I think this one's actually the one I'd get. In the city, it just maneuvers a little bit better, and the steering has a more nimble feel to it. The compromise might be to get the 4S model with the all-wheel drive, especially for Canadian winters. The numbers are amazing for such a big sedan. 0 to 100 kilometers in just 5.4 seconds in this S. Get the 4S and that drops to 5 seconds. The turbo puts in a time of just 4.2 seconds. Now that's close to 911 turbo territory. Amazing. So how is driving this big sedan in the city? Well, it's very low to the ground, but all of the proportions for the driver's seat, steering wheel, and dash are almost identical to that of the 911. So in all honesty, it just feels like you're driving a big 911. I love the luxury of this car. It just oozes richness and all the finer things in life. I'm all for that. Right, Lacey? You want to feel pampered? And you should try the back seats. They completely contour to my body and they feel almost like a first-class pod on an airplane, right? I'm with you on that one. I love how much room is back here, and you know what? You could even fit a 6-foot-tall guy back here. Girls just want to have fun.
When you have 400 plus horsepower, do you really worry about fuel economy? Find out in this web-only segment at drivingtelevision.com.